You know, I keenly remember a day last week when everyone was raving about how nice it was. And it wasn't the warmest day, but it's a lot like the weather we're going to see tomorrow, with mid-40s, plenty of sun, and light wind. So find some time to get outside and enjoy this. The air mass, especially above our heads, is warming a lot. So here's how that's going to shake out. You'll see it on our 7-day. As long as that sea breeze persists, we stay cool. As soon as it lets up, take a look at next weekend. Those temperatures rise. Here's one of the trends I'm noticing, and you're hearing this trend, by the way. We've seen lightning really tick up in the Boston area. This is becoming a stronger storm, and while I don't expect it will be severe, the wind is picking up, and certainly the lightning threat is too, so you have to be inside. Tomorrow morning starts off with a lot of sun and temperatures that'll rise very fast. That's what you get when the air is dry and there's sun. There's not a lot to stop the warm up from going. When there isn't snow on the ground, when we just got green grass or even just dirt, only 25% of the incoming radiation from the sun is sent back out into space. But when you add snow, that 25% becomes 80%, and temperatures as a result are going to be colder because we're sending more of that energy away. By about 9, 10, 11 o'clock, I got rain spreading across New England. So you're okay during the day. You're okay if you have dinner plans, but if you have plans in the evening, and it's a Saturday night, you do need to bring an umbrella with you. Most activity right now still in southern New Hampshire. One severe storm out here in the Manchester area will be reaching the coastline closer to about 7 o'clock. I'll mention too, if you're in Lawrence or Haverhill, even out towards Newburyport, some weak storm activity moving into your area, so get ready for some downpours. What I want you to do is watch this with me, because if that warm air nudges just a little farther north, we're looking at a mainly rain event. If it nudges just a bit farther south, we could have a pretty decent snowfall. But no matter how you spin it, I do expect some travel delays on Friday because this storm, it's going to be impactful. If you bring it back to me, it'd be easier for me to describe what I'm looking at. Where that green's a little bit brighter right there, okay? And where the red kind of sticks out right there near 117, right here. This is where we have that rotation. And certainly that is where the greatest tornado threat is. If there is a tornado, that's where it would be. Really interesting to hear that one from you guys. Clearly, it's been pretty widespread. Now, before you go, really quickly, got about 10 seconds. When does it really get cold up there? I think a lot of people just got to know.
These snowflakes you're seeing, and this is one of the first things I noticed, is that they're a little smaller. You probably can't make them out on your screen as easy as you did earlier. Now, these smaller snowflakes, that's a sign that this cooler, drier air is coming in, and we're transitioning from this really sticky and wet snow to a more dry and fine snow. That's going to blow around a lot more, and as the snow increases in intensity, that's going to present more problems for the road. For all the kids who don't have school tomorrow, get ready to make some snowmen, because this is big time snowman making snow. I'll show you. I'll pick some up here, and honestly it comes up more slush than anything, but I mean, gosh, first of all, look at the ground there. That is pure slush underneath my hands. But even this, I don't even want to call it a snowball. It's really more of a slush ball. Throw it on the ground and it just sort of splats. It makes a thud because there's so much water content in here.
Hurricane season has begun, but for us in New England, it's not something we've had to worry about much in recent times. In fact, Hurricane Bob was the last one to make landfall in New England, and that was back in 1991. You'd have to be in your late 30s or older to even recall that. But is this quiet period normal? I went back and looked at some of the numbers. Here's what they said. Since records began in 1851, there have been 15 hurricanes to make landfall in New England. That comes out to one every 11 to 12 years on average. The longest period of time between two events was from 1896 to 1938, a margin of 42 years. What this means is that we're currently living through the second longest quiet period in our 174 years of record keeping. On average, we would have seen about 3 hurricanes in this window of time. Fortunately, only the hurricanes of 1869, 1938, and Carol in 1954 have been major hurricanes at landfall. Water along the eastern seaboard generally cools with northward extent, so storms weaken as they gain latitude. So while it has been some time, it is a matter of when, not if, the next storm will strike. It's never a bad idea to prepare for some of these worst-case possibilities. I'm meteorologist Tucker Antico for your local station, Boston 25 News.
Weather on the 10s with your weather expert, meteorologist Tucker Antico.
Well, we got temperatures across the U.S. that are pretty warm, at least if you look about 750 to 1,000 miles west. That's where we got temps in the 80s, as warm as mid-80s in Minneapolis. Meanwhile, look at us. You flip those numbers back around. 58 in Boston. That's what gives. Well, it is fall in New England. I know it's arguably the best season in town, but I'll tell you, that warmth, it's moving our direction. Tomorrow morning, we start off chilly. With a lot of sun, though, we're going to warm up quickly in the morning. Not quite to the 80s, but we'll get to the upper 60s by lunchtime and get a little extra warmth in the afternoon. The biggest player in our weather is this high-pressure system. It's sliding south slowly, and when we have high pressure to our south, it actually begins to warm us up. It pushes that air out of the south into New England. And so tomorrow, with that help and with the sunny sky, we're going to find our way to the mid-70s in the Merrimack Valley, low 70s elsewhere. But it's not just a one-and-done type of day. As we take a look at the big picture pattern, this yellow coloration, that's the warm air that we were just looking at on our temperature map in the central U.S. That's right, it moves east. And with that, the 80s, well, they're coming to us. And this weekend, you can expect highs to be near 80 on Saturday and at least low 80s on Sunday, perhaps even mid 80s, believe it or not, in some of the valleys. So expect it to be a August throwback, we'll say. And it is going to stay very sunny. And before we get to the 7th day, I do want to give you an update on the drought. This just came out today. Still not great in northern New England. That's why if you're looking for some of the best fall foliage, well, I'd argue northern New England is as good as anywhere in the U.S., maybe even the world. This year might not be the case. It's a bit dull because of the drought. So later in October, middle of the month, look for the Berkshires and the Worcester Hills to maybe show out for New England. Let me show you the 7-day forecast now. And these 80s, you know, we average 1 day of. After October begins, we may get 3 or 4 just in the next several days alone. After that, a front comes through on Wednesday. It will bring a period of heavy rain. I don't expect it'll rain all day, but it may rain good for a short time before we cool off and return to fall-like levels to end the upcoming week.